Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Subnautica on PlayFrame and the base, which I've improved slightly. I'll give you the tour in a second. I've also been productive over the weekend, as has been the case with the last several weeks. I ran around, tried to restock us on basic materials and supplies and such so we don't get too blocked. But then, yeah, I did spend a little bit of time sort of tuning up the base design a little bit. Nothing huge, but there was some room for polish and improvement. I'll just give you the quick tour. Here's the room. Still a little plain, but it's a start. Here is our garden, which I've added some more things to. Like, I remembered, oh yeah, we got some of these little blood oil things. Let me figure out how to plant these. Ah, boom, there we go. Now we have some of these. Some of the other plants that we had random seeds of just kind of lying around. Decided, why not? Let's get them in here. What have I not scanned that's in here? Probably a lot. I guess there are a fair number of things that I have not fully scanned in the game. For real, what did I miss though? Where are you? Wait, I keep seeing like it pops up for like a second. Oh, okay, there you are. Aha! Got you, veined nettle. Shallow water plant. Let that be a lesson. Anyone else while I'm here? No? Great. Okay, anyway, that's the garden. It's got some lights now, too. Mostly pointed outward. I don't know, I'm still kind of figuring out my lighting situation, but here's what the base is looking like at large. Again, not wildly different than what you saw before, but a little better overall. Got more of the little tubes replaced with glass ones, which is just nice. Let's do more of a walking tour then.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
See? Nice. Good. This is largely unchanged. I don't remember if I had moved these in here last time, but I feel like, all right, filtration machines, you're gonna do your strobe light thing in this little rave room here. This was going to be the storage area, this and like up above and down below. But then I kind of quickly realized that the ladder situation up and down was a bit of a headache, and also ultimately there was not going to be a ton of space for storage, even with all these different walls on several different floors. I figured out a better solution. I'll show you later. But yeah, now this is the water filtration room with salt storage. Prawn suit dock is unchanged. Same with the sea moth. And the Cyclops TBD. Someday. This room, honestly, these three rooms, I'm still kind of figuring out how best to use them, but this room is now sort of like the prep to go room. I've got my little gear locker for storing equipment and whatnot, which is handy. I've got food, water, first aid, the sorts of things that you want to make sure you have before going out and dying at sea. Let's see. This room, I honestly still don't know what to do. I'm just kind of leaving it a pleasant little space to be in with the wall planters and the fish. I'll think of something better later. Scanner room, unchanged. Nothing else going on here. This room, I've changed around a little bit. It felt strange having our bioreactor right on top of the nice, pretty fish tank, so I moved that. Good floor. Love this. We've got our little snack area. I've planted more things in a little box here. Just, again, more of the seeds I had lying around, cluttering up space in lockers. Now, they can clutter up space in boxes on the ground. This is an improvement. I've moved this over here next to our food and water plant supply. Because, again, the marble melons really last a long time in here. Let's add a couple more. Why not? Go nuts. Let's see. What else? I don't think I'd added this little observatory previously. And if I had, I forgot. You might also notice our thermal power thingies are further deeper down within this little geothermal vent. a little further in where it's a little warmer, which is hazardous to do. I feel like there's a much smarter way to do this. Because I chewed through quite a few first aid kits, just dipping in and out, trying to build those things pretty quickly. Maybe using the prawn suit somehow? I don't know if you can build in that thing. But, yeah. So I moved them a little further down. There's 4 of them now, drawing a decent amount of thermal power. Which is good, because I also have a lot more lights out in this base now. Added a bunch of little, searchlights like this one. Here and there. That one's kind of floating. I don't really know why it's... Okay, they both are. Maybe there's a better place to put those two. That's a problem for later. Added some lights up on top of here. Some more solar power panels just in case. I have literally no purpose for this little room space down here yet, other than just more reinforcement panels, I guess. Need to come up with a good reason to have that room. This room, though, has taken on a lot of extra functionality, because it has become the new actual storage room where I moved all of the storage, so it's not cluttering up hallways anymore. Now we are much more organized. And I'm very excited about that. Here's where all the lockers go. Properly labeled. Some of them are still empty. I've not found a use for them yet, but I imagine there's more materials in the world to find that I've not gotten in lockers yet, so that's what we'll use these for later. Once again, these are not all, like, filled to the brim or anything. I've just got at least a handful of everything and a lot of gold, because again, not a lot of things to use gold for. We got quartz lockers, kind of a two-sided situation here. Same for titanium, because we just need a lot of it. I'm quite happy with how this storage room situation is turning out. And we have plenty more wall if we need even more lockers, which might be the case. Here's where alien artifacts go. Eggs, which, speaking of, we need to discover what more of these are. We've learned of spadefish egg and crashfish egg, but what of this guy? Hey, y'all be cool, all right? Not so worried about spadefish. Other one, not always the chillest. Drop. And retreat. Okay. Trying to figure out what that one's going to be. Like, you can see the little one inside it, but I can't yet identify what that is and what it's going to turn into. It'll probably be super obvious as soon as I see it. Excited for that. I think that's the full base tour. Am I forgetting anything? I hope not. I have been wondering if I should move this ladder, though. I don't feel like this is the best spot for the ladder. What if... Hang on. What if it went here? Potentially. I was a little worried about it just being dead center in the... I really wish there was a way to... Stop. What? What? Hey. Thank you. I'd love for there to be a way to rotate this. This is fine, I suppose. Yeah, maybe this is better. Yeah, I do like that better. It's weird how that works, but... I won't ask questions. Because, yeah, I actually do kind of like that better. Just being in the center of the room. Much more convenient than dropping down and immediately facing a wall. All right. Great. So, you've had the tour now. We've dropped another egg in here. I know I could probably drop a lot more. I'm having fun giving each of them their little big reveal moment. And we still have plenty of game left, I imagine. Oh, I remember one of the other things I wanted to do. So somebody in comments had suggested a really neat idea for the use of camera drones, which I've really not been making basically any use of it at all. The only use I've found for them is them getting stolen by little Reaper guys, or stalkers. I think it's stalker guys. Yeah, stalkers. They steal my cameras and take them away. And that's not been very useful for me so far, but I'm gonna keep hitting the wrong button because I've been playing other games. Oh well. Someone did suggest a good idea though, and I don't know how well it'll work, but I love the idea of trying. So let's drop one of these out here. And in addition to using it for exploration, which honestly, this is just really cool, you can do this. It's a really cool idea, additionally, to use this to explore. Like, let's just head due south and see what sort of things we spot out here. Oh, that's neat. New scan target detected. So you can use these to add scan targets. I was wondering why, like, my list of scannable targets seems to fluctuate pretty heavily. Sometimes there's only like 2 pages worth of things on the list that I could scan. Sometimes there's 4, and I don't really know what makes the difference yet. I'm sure it'll become clear eventually. But yeah, in addition to being able to, like, scope an area out without actually going there first, and even being able to, like, leave a camera in a place in case you're wanting to keep tabs on it, you can also, like, you've got a little trackable icon for your little camera drones. So you could send them to a place. Oh, it's getting, like, more and more, like, visibility's going away the further away from base I get. Is, like, the maximum distance 500 meters? Will I lose track of this as soon as I cross it? Not quite, but visibility is getting bad. That's a really neat touch, honestly. But yeah, what I like about this is that then we can just leave you here, still see what it sees, which is also cool. But it's also on our little radar thing, so, like, I can send it to a point of interest or go looking for, hey, where's some wreckage I should investigate, or other places that have materials and supplies that I should go check out. And then as soon as I find them, great, leave the camera there. That's gonna be my, like, gonna be my tool for tracking its position and finding it. That's really handy. I like that. Why not? I've got another camera. Let's send it off in a different direction. Maybe the opposite one. Maybe we'll send this one north. This is really cool.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Control camera, different camera. Apparently sometimes you just have to wait a second for it to load, which makes some sense. These cameras being kind of far apart from each other, there might be some actual world terrain loading it's having to do when switching between showing you locations in the world that might be very far apart. Ow. What did I... Not entirely sure what I bumped into there. Northward! Let's see if we find anything. I am increasingly getting the sense that, we're getting to the point of play where I really need to be venturing further out into these waters as I explore, and definitely further down. We are beginning to hit diminishing returns on the new discoveries. Stay away. No. My camera, not your camera. Stay away. But yeah, slight diminishing returns on the new materials we're finding. Ow. And we're going to have to go deeper eventually. So that's probably a thing to get to pretty soon. How far can we go before we just completely lose connection? Past 600, it's going pretty dark. Okay. Which honestly isn't very far. It's good to know. I guess we'll leave you out here for now. And you'll probably get stolen. But that's fine. So it goes. Cool. I keep on dabbling in using those for exploration. And like scouting places out. But given the limited range, utility seems a little bit limited there. But I don't know, maybe there's some additional utility I'm not thinking of. Anyway, I do have a short list of objectives for myself before we go just randomly exploring further out and further down. For one thing, y'all did alert me to the fact that, hey, yes, you went to Life Pod 19. You didn't actually look in it, you looked around it and then left. So, that's probably something we should do. Thanks for the heads up there. Appreciate it. Should probably get all supplied and stocked up before venturing out. Grab an extra water. Grab an extra... Actually, you know what? Let's just cook up some food real quick. Okie dokie. That'll probably do it. Cooked. There you are. Good. Good. All right. We're in business for equipment. I should probably get... I need to figure out what my favorite defensive tools are to carry around by default, because these are all pretty large, so I don't want to like bring all of them. Stasis rifle's probably like the best of the best. Propulsion's pretty fun too. Can't decide which of these two I like better for defense. I guess this requires you bring a thing close first, which is not always ideal. Let's try going with just the stasis rifle just to not fill our inventory too fast. Let's also bring this. Don't really know that we'll need it for this adventure, but probably still smart to have around. Anyway, I did also, right, I almost forgot to mention this. I did change my upgrade loadout on the Seamoth a little bit. I added a storage module, which I think will come in handy. We are going to stick with the perimeter defense system because the torpedoes seem a little less effective, at least in my experience so far. I fully grant I'm probably not using them correctly, but I at least figured out how to use this one. Hull reinforcement and depth module Mark III. We got our Mark III back. So further out and further down is increasingly possible. Let's go see what was in that life pod I ignored weeks ago.
Welcome aboard. All systems online.
All right, this away. I am really, really adoring this game. Increasingly so, the more we play of it. It is definitely among the games that I find the hardest to have to leave alone for stretches in between recording sessions. Because I want to play more. I know this isn't the spot we're looking for, I just got distracted. We've seen these around, right? Like the little eyeball plant things, right? Oh, you have defenses. Look at you. Your own little defensive perimeter. Have we seen these around, these eyeball plant things. Unsettling. I probably should get a sample of it, shouldn't I? At great personal risk. Gross. Okay, distraction over. Sorry, fish. Where were we? I'm guessing I must have, because we found this pretty early on. I didn't have a vehicle, and swimming down to 300 meters on the oxygen supply I had at the time was a struggle. A little easier now. Also, yay, more of this. Goodness. Need so much more of that all the time.
This is Aurora, come in. This is Keen. Life pod detached to Cape Planet fall in 30 seconds. The computer has identified a landmass at the attached coordinates. I want you to regroup the crew there. Understood, but they are your responsibility now. Don't let them down. Captain, you need to evacuate. Negative. You'll need the ship in one piece if you're going to contact HQ on the long range. I'm attempting a controlled descent. Captain?
I mean, it must have worked a little bit because I know the ship's not in great shape, but for a crash landing, it's in fewer pieces than I would expect. Anything else of interest in here? Seems like.
Signal location uploaded to the PDA.
To all crew, if you are reading this, then you have followed the automatic distress signal broadcast by this LifePod's onboard computer, contrary to my orders. I have been forced to evacuate. Your orders are to disregard my safety and attempt to reach the designated rendezvous coordinates at the nearest landmass. I hope to see you there. I hope, but don't expect to see you there as well, Officer Keen. Anything else?
Integrating new PDA data.
Okay. Seems like no. Anything else out here? I would believe yes. What is this? Ooh. Oh, it's a spadefish egg. Okay. Hadn't seen them out in the wild in a bit. Goodness, these little shooty plants. So angry. Also, this is kind of a different coral-looking surface. I don't suppose. Nah. Excuse you. Hate these things. Let's get out of here. Wait. You're green. Stop it. Terrible. Shuttlebug. A common scavenger at the base of the food chain. I guess we hadn't scanned these either. Small enough to be of little threat to most organisms, this creature is clearly adapted to feed on the waste products of the ecosystem around it. 3 mandibles used to orient themselves when drifting. 3 legs. Necessary waste recycler. Presence may indicate nearby cave systems. Oh, that's cool. Stop it. Let's get out of here. I don't know whether we're unwelcome or entirely too welcome. But there. Got that properly checked off the list finally. Took a bit. And, right, yes, we've got the coordinates for that rendezvous point now. Dry land. Which dry land, I wonder? One of these land masses I found already, or a new one? This is kind of looking like Island 2. Hang on. Very easy way to find out. Yep. We just found this one on accident. Cool. That does remind me, though, this is actually one of the other things I was wanting to look further into. Because I also remembered, like, right, we found some stuff somewhere underwater, kind of nearby Island 2, that was enticing. It had, like, an alien, like, heat vent or air vent or something that I couldn't really do anything with at the time. There was lots of interesting looking stuff, and I don't remember exactly where down here it was. I just remember, okay, it was in the vicinity of Island 2. Near the seafloor. And I don't know if it was this far down. Like, it might have been, but again, my depth exploration options were pretty limited at the time. Let me do a little looking around, see what I find. Right, we found wreckage down here and laser cut our way in and explored a little bit. Maybe not completely, but to some extent. Hang on. Here's... Right, we got that already. Okay, we got a warper over there, and... that may be something to deal with. Not really sure I'm exploring... Whoa, hey. Longer-legged versions. I think. Usually we just see you guys up on the surface. Yeah, I don't think we're exploring the same area I was before, but also pretty neat. What is this? Huh. What are you? Are you nothing? You seem like nothing. Pretty wall ornamentation, I guess. It is going to get increasingly scary exploring further and further down. But we'll have to do it soon. This is not what I was looking for, though. Ooh, cuttlefish egg discovered. We'll have to go say hi when we get back. The dark isn't helping, and I probably could have a little bit more luck if I'd brought the sonar with. But, yeah, we are gonna have to find that vent again. There might actually be a clue as to its location. Like, not a literal beacon point, necessarily, but... Might have been a clue. Somewhere around here. Thermal power facility is very deep. Disease research. These are both very deep. And we do need to find them, but this is not it. Wait, here it is, here it is, here it is. Okay, yeah. This thing. Sorry. Wow, a lot of these gel sacks down here. A lot of fish. Hard to navigate in between the fish. Okay, so yeah, like from where we first swam down in here and checked out this plant and its defenses. Further down is the vent. And then further down... This isn't exactly what I was aiming to jump into exploring right away, but I am curious now. I do sort of see a warper hanging out over there. And I am still more protective of my sea moth than my actual self. At this time. That order of priorities may eventually change, but not today. Blood oil I can get at home, and also it fills a lot of space. This seems a little different, though. Ghost weed. Grows exclusively in deep waters where its pale pigmentation is visible on the fewest wavelengths. It's very dark, but also very neat. Hi, yes. Okay. We're doing this then. Where do I want you to go? I don't need my habitat builder right now. I would love for you to stay put. Thank you. See ya. You just forget you ever saw me. I was never here. I'd grab more of those, but I can grow my own at home. Don't need to. As a gardener, I am all-powerful. Y'all are intense. And you're scannable. Blighter. Can't run from me. Small predator that shares close resemblance to the more common biter, but tends toward a more solitary, less aggressive hunting style. Well, I like you a little better already. While the red-tipped protrusion on the blighter's head once served as sensory apparatus, it has adapted not to chase but to coax its prey into its path. As prey creatures are attracted to the dancing of the stalk, the blighter can dart forward to catch and consume them. I do love a pretty light. You are very small. Avoid or incapacitate. All right, well, I'll see what I can do. I'm going to need to go back for air. Oh, right. Should probably put Seamoth back on the beacons list. Probably don't need this going right now either. Or you. Okay. Where were you? There you are. Hey, Warper. Me again. Sorry. Left my car.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Sea car. You know. There's another ampule, which I should almost definitely avoid in this vehicle. Boy, we are going down deep though, huh? Uncomfortable. But I do see something. Wreckage looks like.
Local scans show a nearby opening, leading to a biome with extensive fossilized remains.
Really? Cool. Intimidating, but cool. Where can I park this where it's kind of out of the way? Here's fine. So then... I want to see what's in this wreckage, if anything. Go away. Or stay put. Your choice. Uh-huh. Maybe this is not wreckage that can be entered, although... Nuclear reactor fragment? Sure. Just need one more of those. I hear you buzzing around. You're gonna be a problem, huh? You sound like you're gonna be a problem. Counterpoint. You just sit and think about what you've done. Yeah.
Near blueprint acquired.
And yeah! Even more important. Prawn suit, drill, arm.
Near blueprint acquired.
Some things are gonna change around here. Exciting. You are also in timeout, surprise. What do we got here? Oh, more of this, that's fine. I'm quite enjoying my timeout gun. It's doing good things for me. Ow. Okay. We're going to be like this then, are we? Oh, have I not scanned you? Could have sworn I had. Are you like a more intense version? Probably shouldn't antagonize these things. Whoa. Green. Green and probably very unhealthy. For me. Let's get air. That's better. Go away. Can't bite my ship. Your mouth's too small. Grow bigger. Or don't. Going away is also just fine. This is fascinating. We've got like a green liquid that's more dense than the water. So it's like forming underwater pools and waterfalls. That's really cool. That's really cool. Is this just limestone? Even down at this depth? Yeah. Sure is. Someone in comments had pointed out, and it's someone who speed runs the game, so I trust their knowledge of how it works, that resources do not, in fact, respawn and come back. There's just a lot of them. So you'll kind of keep on finding ones that you've missed in the area where you start out, even after you've come through the place a lot. But you will eventually run out of a lot of them. Which is fine, because there's just a lot more to be found further away. You'll just have to venture out a bit. Makes sense. Brine lily. Cool. Lily-like plants that have evolved to take advantage of the relative density of the acidic brine pools encountered near the ocean floor to float safely on the surface. Tendril-like roots extend down into the brine, drawing essential salts and minerals from the water. I don't really know that I can effectively grow y'all. Nah. Much to scan out here, though. Pyrocoral? This coral species is unlike any other encountered on 4546b insofar as it relies on magma flow rather than water current to deliver nutrients. As lava rises up from the planet's core and erupts at vents, this coral forms around the base until eventually it has surrounded the entire vent. Lava is then funneled up through the coral, allowing it to siphon minerals and heat as it goes. That's cool. So much neat fake ecology. I know I haven't been, like, rigorously reading every scanner description I've been getting for a while. If that is of interest to y'all, I'm happy to put out a bonus episode just reading through all that stuff later on. Wait a minute. I see another... You know, I never did scan one of these octopuses to learn what their actual proper name is. What better time to make mistakes? Hey, catch! Ah, you missed. That's alright, champ. You'll get him this time. Boy, bad catch. Yo. Catch! There it is. You just hold still. Crab squid. Maybe I have scanned you. No, I haven't. Otherwise, I couldn't scan you right now. This is hard to read. And also, maybe dangerous. I'm gonna go away. By the way, I know this is... Sorry, I'm recording this pretty far ahead, so I'm replying to comments that are weeks old, but some folks were wondering how I was making time stop while I was in the PDA and reading stuff, or like in the Habitat Builder menu. When I was in menus, time in the game stopped, and they were wondering how that like works, because that's not how the game worked by default. If you go into the accessibility menu, you will see an option called PDA pause. which has been very nice and I highly recommend. I should go refill on oxygen, though. Before PDA fusses at me. This is way, way further down than I planned to go. Let's read about our new friend, the crab squid. This large predator can be found in deep waters where it lurks amongst the blood kelp and membrane trees in search of prey. It can deploy a powerful electromagnetic pulse to defend itself. 10 limbs feature different appendages for swimming, walking, hunting, and possibly even tool use. Creatures caught in its grasp are expertly butchered and quickly consumed. Rays and other illuminated herbivores are its usual prey, and it will approach and attack any light source in the vicinity. Aha, good to know. Its EMP blast was likely developed as a response to predation by creatures with electrical hunting mechanisms. While crab squids appear to have large brains and a resemblance to the intelligent squids of Earth, the organs inside the creature's head is in fact its stomach, which it must fill with startling regularity. Neutralizes electrical equipment. Lights attract its unwanted attention. That's great to know. Probably shouldn't drive this closer to it with the lights on, is my takeaway. I don't even know what I'm venturing further down toward right now. Curiosity compels me, I suppose. Well, let's leave the lights off. And if we gotta hop out and incapacitate a crab squid, I will do so. It also seemed like they didn't like getting zapped. So I will have my zap button at the ready. Hello. Wow. Radio, haven't heard from you in a while.
Terrain scans indicate this biome contains unusually high concentrations of organic and fossilized remains.
Ooh. Large ones, too. Whoa. Cool. Yikes. Cool and yikes. Look at you. Someone's grumpy. Gonna park my escape vehicle over here. And maybe even, trying to decide if it's smart or not smart to leave. I guess none of the stuff I picked up is all that essential. It's helpful supplies, but if I die and drop any of it, which apparently does happen, I hadn't really been noticing it because I hadn't dropped anything that I noticed the absence of upon death, but usually you do drop a few things. But these are all things I can pretty easily replace if it came down to it. And if I put them in storage and then the sea moth gets eaten, then they're all definitely gone, as opposed to maybe gone. So I think I'll keep them with me. Amoeboid. A simple, non-sentient organism found attached to land with high levels of fossilized organic matter. It feeds on this matter until it reaches maturity, at which point it divides to create 2 new genetically identical offspring, and the cycle continues. Cool. I have been wondering if it's past time to start building smaller little outpost bases elsewhere. Like, I'm having to venture out pretty far to check out places like this. Really loving this hammerhead thing. Probably won't love it once it's up close, but it's very cool and yelly It likes to yell. And who doesn't from time to time? What was the depth these alien bases were at again? One was at 1,200, which is feeling a little ambitious for me at the moment. But 800's not far. Cave system with extensive fossil. Yeah, we're in it. We're in the place that's going to lead down to the disease research facility. And at this depth, we're getting pretty close. Let me restock on the O2, and then I'm still probably leaving the Seamoth here, because steering it closer to that thing is almost definitely a mistake.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
But I feel like we gotta be within spitting distance of this facility. And I'd love to at least try to find it. Don't mind me, don't mind me. I'm just passing through. Ow, that's hot. But still don't mind me. Hello. So mad. What a grump. A blue-tipped kelp species which tends to grow in or near to acidic brine pools. These brine pools are hazardous to most life forms. However, the crab claw has adapted by developing a thick and flexible root system which can withstand the environment and which raises the sensitive blue feeding nodules above the level of the brine. It's really cool. And a little dark, though. We got two different large, intimidating creatures here. Neither of which are probably smart to tangle with. They seem grumpy. But then, I suppose we do have solutions, don't we? What's up? River prowler. Pretty big river. No way we can read this right now. Nor should we. Moving on. I suspect it will be very grumpy when the stasis field drops. That skull is really cool. The whole fossil, really. How do we go further down? How do we go deeper than the acid? Either we gotta find an opening that's not already pooled with the stuff. Like this, maybe. Gonna need air. Ow. Hot. Still hot, I guess. Do need that good air, though. Ow.
30 seconds.
Some folks had mentioned the value of, like, actually packing an additional oxygen tank to swap out, which makes a lot of sense, especially for, like, exploration of this sort. Because swimming all the way back to your ride, not always necessarily what you're going to want to have to do. There's got to be some way further down from here, though. Maybe this. It's a little further. Keeping the lights off just in case, but we are getting deeper. This is cool. Ooh, look at that. Pretty. And we're past 800 now, so... There we are. I intended to go and more thoroughly explore around the first alien base we discovered, and still plan to. We just happened to find ourselves here first. Yeah. Found you.
This alien structure appears to have collapsed to the sea floor.
Okay. Seems we have some company.
Detecting an alien broadcast. Linguistic analysis reads, "Caution, hazardous materials and life forms contained within."
Kind of contained without, too. Thanks for the heads up, though. Where's a safe place we can leave you, Seamoth? Let's go with here. Well, I'll tell you what, this is probably going to take a bit. Either it's going to end abruptly before I even get inside, or this is going to be like another hour. So, why don't we try getting into this thing tomorrow? Take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow for more Subnautica. Goodbye.